As I sit down to write, the sun is pouring through the northwest window, and I can hear the hummingbirds in the overgrown Cape honeysuckle that surrounds our yard. The 15-foot living wall of twisted vine keeps our backyard secluded on most days. However, this morning it proved an easy passage for a hungry, uninvited guest. Had it been a coyote on walkabout or a great blue heron looking for an easy meal in our water garden, I would have taken great pleasure in watching my very own private nature show through the window pane. And though I've heard stories of brown bears and red-tailed foxes in the quarry that sometimes come down into our city streets when they're lost or injured or hungry, I thought nothing of them this morning as Taco was incessantly barking in the backyard. Taco likes to bark a bit when she first dashes out her dog door, but this morning was different. I could hear her barking wildly, but my head was tipped over the kitchen sink as I was washing my hair in chamomile tea. I only caught a glimpse of her standing in the middle of the yard next to a fallen tree that we were in the process of removing. Dolly joined her furless friend for a minute or two, and the girls ran circles through the fallen limbs and branches, but I certainly didn't see anything else out of the ordinary. The double swoosh and slam of the dog door let me know that both dogs were back inside, so I continued rinsing my hair and began to brush it out. That's when I noticed our guest next to an old pine tree near the bunny hutch. My eyes grew wide, and my heart pounded, as if I saw a saber-toothed tiger. Yes, it was reptilian brain, fight, flight, or in my case, freeze. I saw the big cat was eating the white bunny that we had rescued almost 3 years ago. There was nothing to do. The bunny was already gone, and I was in awe as I watched her carefully eat her fill. I called loudly up the stairs to wake my sleeping husband. "There's a bobcat in the yard eating our bunny! Come down! And get your camera!" Yes, we live in a YouTube Twitter nation, and our first thought is to take a picture so we can post it to our friends. After all, I knew I'd be blogging, and what would it be without the money shot? There's a story, of course, about how I phoned for help and no less than 3 police officers came on the scene with pepper guns that looked more like M16s to an uninformed pacifist. Or the sweet lady from Animal Control who kept shaking her head as she picked up the pelt that was covered in pepper spray and tossed it in a plastic trash bag. And then, of course, the sad saga of how I sat on the front step with my darling daughter and told her to take slow, deep breaths as I explained how a bobcat ate her bunny, which eventually will find its way onto her Facebook profile post this day for certain. Yes, the egoic mind loves to spin stories around such biochemical dealings. But by now, the sleeping dogs at my side have all but forgotten the morning headlines. The bunny is no doubt transformed to a new leg of its journey. The birds are singing in the warm midday sun, and one very satisfied bobcat is most likely sleeping in his den, which I would like to believe is very far away.